Fire.
Hot fire.
Fire's where we get really interesting because I actually think there's a couple different fire builds that we can play. So we can play a Graven Castle Ruins fire deck.
We can play mill.
We can play a mill fire deck with
We can
punch
play
and Judy.
remove.
We can. Yep. So like fire is one of the coolest symbols, but it feels incredibly aggressive, and I love it.
It's very violent, as one might say.
But the defensive pieces it
Shut up.
has are very good. Things like Evil Imposter. Things like Overly Dramatic.
Yeah.
Like the ones they do have.
It's one-shot defensive pieces. It's non-reusable defensive pieces are very good.
Yeah.
I think fire is incredibly explosive, and then it simmers down. It burns hot, and then it's over.
Yep.
Fire is one of my favorite built symbols in the game. Of its symbol identity, and so like the things that you have to include in a fire deck are really tailored due to the deck that it is that you're playing.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'm going to click on the fire button here. Nope, that's void. I hate this. It's just zoomed out just enough. I think in order for us to really talk about fire, we have to like decide on what type of deck we're playing, which is what makes this hard.
Yeah.
For like a Punch and Judy deck, just go look at last meta's Mad Pro deck, and then see what fun Ken cards you can add.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually think Lord Raptor gives anything to fire. Correct? I think his stuff says the word flash too much.
Unless you want to play his one diff.
The one that randomly gives 3 damage for free is pretty good.
Showtime?
Yeah.
That card's
the best part about that card is
the part that says flash.
Yeah.
3 damage.
His one diff, the 1/5 first form commit says
Thrilled to eat you.
Yeah, it says your opponent commits a card and your next flash or weapon.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fire weapons.
I agree.
And you're probably playing at least one of them. Comes in with 2 more speed.
I love it. For the remove deck, you just play all of Ken's stuff.
Yeah, and then like Tech Spheres, and then you can do this under whether the new Ken character or you can like research like Eva back.
And then the big one is Coffee Samba Missile Launcher deck.
Mm-hmm.
How can I abuse those 2 cards?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Either Missile Launcher deck, Coffee Samba deck, or Missile Launcher Coffee Samba deck. You can just fucking play 8 of those cards as your kill conditions, and everything else just supports those cards, and you'll win.
And so you want to pick like a really generic fire character, and one really good one is like Kung Jin. Kung Jin can just take those 2 cards and be like, hey, I have 2 free momentum right now for both of those.
Yep.
And they both work incredibly well off of momentum. It kind of wants to feed you into a mill deck, though, at that point, which is kind of the weirdest part about it.
Like, it kind of wants to make you into a Punch and Judy deck at that point.
Which is the worst part about it, but it doesn't matter. Like, the point is that's just how you optimize those cards.
Yep.
Because Coffee Samba, although you're not a mill deck, it's drawing you cards and going through more stuff, so you're going to see more cards. Missile Launcher inherently mills by itself, so you're going to see more cards. And so,
absolutely.
So, like, those kind of personas feel like they kind of want to go into one, but they definitely, you can just optimize those cards as much as you want. Because if you're doing that deck, it's probably not a Graven Castle Ruins deck.
No.
Yep.
And then the Graven Castle Ruins deck is a not a slow burn, but like it's actually just a Dark Chirito deck. It's actually the coolest one of the coolest fire decks that I've seen right now is once again Kung Jin, one of our locals, Mark Tyner, shoutouts, is playing a
Dark Chirito Windmill Punch.
Dark Chirito Windmill Punch Explosion Missile Launcher deck.
That's pretty sick.
Isn't it? It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Moving on to good. So the reason that we're slowing down our roll is because
we're doubling up on cards.
We're 6 symbols in, and we're just repeating cards. Like, I'm just gonna say Unlikely Allies Confronting Jeddah, Sense of Morals, Shadow Inheritance again. And so at this point, every card that we've listed from those symbols, like I kind of started this topic off saying that like this is the 30% of your deck that doesn't change. These 30%, they just don't.
It's one of those things, but it is one of those things where like we get into different symbols and we start adding new things. So like we across Chaos, and all. We skipped over Insect Puppeteer, but when you hit life, that card's probably in your deck.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because you're probably playing hand cannon as part of that package.
Or when you look at all and you look at Goro's Victory Pose versus Bebop Blues.
Yeah.
Which card do you play for your anti-action?
Both.
Oh.
You think so?
I played both.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, what does fire do? Because we didn't make a name for that.
I thought
Explosion.
Explosion.
I think every single building wants to be aggressive at some point.
Yeah. I think the Graven Castle Ruins deck is actually just I'm going to put Dark Chirito in so you can't interact with me deck. Or I'm going to put this Wimmo Punch so that my multiples kick deck. Or I'm going to put this Coffee Samba in so that they all get +8/+8.
Yep.
Like,
man, it's so cool too because fire is actually one of the best combo symbols right now as well because you get Liu Kang and Kungjin stuff. Or sorry, Liu Kang and Takeda stuff. So that's actually something we can talk about as well.
It's really cool.
You can play a combo deck under fire.
That's what I'm saying is like fire has this singular aggressive direction, which surprise, surprise, the game is very aggressive right now, and that's why it's one of the best built symbols. It has a very clear symbol identity, and it wants to go the fuck in.
Yep.
So good. Is very much a slow, methodical, pace myself out deck. It also plays Graven Castle Ruins. It can. I think it should.
I think recently you can get away with just playing like a Persona type deck with good Furies. There's a lot of Fury support under good now. So like you can just do that because of all the new foundations and the new attacks that are under those symbols. So,
I think good plays the hell out of Missile Launcher. I think it has to play Missile Launcher. I think it might have to play Woodman's Leaf Shield.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have to play some of Morgan's stuff. I think Fusion Soul Fist might have to be in a good deck.
I mean, those decks are usually playing Nutcracker already anyway.
Nutcracker has to be in a deck. Good has a very, very obvious, hey, I could actually just play these 19-20 attacks and just change my character to whatever, and it will still probably work.
So I think good is the epitome of like versatility.
Absolutely.
And because of the versatility, it can just play generically good cards and then either kill you in the long game because they have some of the best deadlock in the game with all these cards that we're kind of talking about, as well as just like, well, because my cards are versatile, I can kill you with damage, I can kill you slowly, I can kill you by milling you out because I probably have a bigger deck than you. Like,
when I look at a Woodman versus a Cassie versus a Faye versus even Jet, all of those characters are incredibly different, but 90% of their cards are going to be the same.
Yeah, they just use them differently because their character wants them to.
Yeah. And I think that's good is another one of the symbols that is really well defined, I think, of what it wants to do. The issue that I have with good is it's very good, it's very educated at doing a singular thing, and that is playing the long game. I do not see a good deck turn 2-ing you. Not consistently, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe Morgan with her stuff now.
Sniper Joe can do it.
Sniper Joe can do it, but I think that's because he's 7-hander, gets 2 speed on everything. I don't think it's.
Well, he gets to take advantage of cards that are not as good in other characters like Red Tail Missiles and Gunfire.
Sure. I don't actually think Dave. Shoutouts Dave Wagner, current Nationals champ, team champ, whatever. I don't think he was playing Red Tail Missile, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is you can choose to be that explosive kind of burst and do that because of his effect. And he says everything you want to block early in the game is harder.
So versatility is what we're going to go with for good. And just like all these cards that we said before, like Unlikely Allies and Sense of Morals, Warrior Descendant I think is really playable under good. I think that card's actually that card pumps a lot of damage and gets rid of a lot of damage.
So then moving on to life? Or to me, I think life really wants to focus on this. The only slight asterisk is that we have more counterplay because we get access to things like Revoke and Survivalist and the hand cannon thing because we're saying no to stuff.
I feel like life is a really supplementary symbol. Like, there's a lot of really cool cards of other symbols that randomly do fun life stuff, like Calling Upon the Sun or Last of His Kind, that are just like, that card's way cooler in under evil.
But like you're still playing Swordfish 2.
Yeah. Or you could play Red Dragon Assassin, possibly.
don't think so.
I don't know. I think that card's.
It competes with a 3-div slot.
Yeah, but that. Oh, I guess we do have Hover Spider, so we don't need it.
Hover Spiders, Survivalist.
And
That'd be-
No, it's okay. Reclaiming What's Ours is really good in life. I don't
the
think it's good in
insect
other
puppeteer
symbols as
package,
much.
obviously, like we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
This is the best throw symbol, for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
I mean, Earth can do it too.
Earth can do it.
And Earth has more damage to give to your throws, whereas life has more benefit when you block with them, kind of thing.
Confused. Life used to be a cool symbol, but then they banned say, or they rotated say. So,
Oof.
Or my.
fuck
But-
my.
Like, I think the coolest life character that exists in the game right now is, like, Dimitri, because he's he's the epitome of the life symbol
Pretty
with
much,
a little
yeah.
bit of extra.
Yeah, I feel that same way about Gil.
Yeah.
I feel that same way. Like Gil does what Dimitri does as well, but that gain 2's on everything.
Yeah, but I think also the ignoring progressive part.
Yeah.
And Gil can only do it with the foundation. And Gil is keyword locked, but because Dimitri also has the evil symbol, we get to do really cool things with him.
Yeah, I'm bummed none of us tried Evil Dimitri.
Well, we still can.
Nope.
Why not?
Ship sailed. I'm just
Whatever,
kidding.
Whatever. Moving on. Order.
on.
I'm in. This is my symbol, and this is
Alright.
the one he asked about.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna tell you every card that needs to be in your order deck. That's a foundation, at least. Mortal Resurrection, Conduit of United Essence.
This is super fun. I like this. This is a fun game. You don't get to do this with order
Why not?
because we didn't do it with like the last 4 symbols. Life is all about like incremental gain. I think life is about
Winning in tempo.
optimization.
If you're gonna deal me 2, I'm gonna deal you 3.
If you're gonna
Tempo
deal me
game.
2, it's actually just 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to
Order.
order. Man, I don't know anything about order. I don't like order at all.
Man, Order is the best stun symbol in the game.
Oh yeah,
Like, actually, it's the best committing symbol in the game.
there you go.
I shouldn't use
I
the word
love
stun.
that because
Yep.
order does not share a symbol with Coffee Samba.
Very true.
Sure, that doesn't matter. But it has some of the best answers to Coffee Samba. I think Order is the best mid-range symbol in the game.
Okay.
I don't think it's very good at to deadlock, and it's not very good at being super aggressive unless you're playing Kotal Khan. I think if you want to play a mid-range game and you play a character that abuses mid-range kind of play styles, it's like the epitome of a bat. That was a really loud P, and I apologize.
Sorry.
It is the epitome of a backswing symbol.
Yeah.
If you want to be a really cool, mischievous counterplay character, I think it's the symbol for you. It has answers to almost everything in the game, with things like securing his destiny and stuff like that, as well as having access to like refusing to let go for like damage, and as well as having access to like for Mother Russia for speed resetting or Living Pendulum and stuff like all these other cards we've named earlier. It also has stop. It also has it has counters to the stuff that you are using as well, which I think is actually one of the most unique things about it.
Order got nothing cool from this new set, did it?
Uniting
just Demon Realm.
Demon Realm, Mortal Resurrection, Conduit of United Essence, and that's about it.
Do we care
And-
about Wordle at battle? Or is just
No,
Fei Fei
because
better?
we're already playing Fei Fei.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got a cool character.
You did get a cool character.
We got Donovan.
Oh, I was talking about Gil, but sure.
Gil Plus. You don't play Order under Gil, to be honest. I tried it.
Void.
His other 2 symbols are better.
Yep.
Void. Oh, what is Order? Order's job is.
I think Order's job is to. Man, this is really conceited, so I really don't want to say it.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't want to say it.
Say it.
No, I think Order is only for good players. It is very hard to play the Order symbol because mid-range decks are.
Underprivileged players.
Huh?
Underprivileged players.
I don't know what that. I don't. Why do you say that?
Because it's not for good players. It's for players who don't want to have the privilege of. Oh man, it's not 2 idiots going to town with 2 water decks like the Liu Kang deck. Liu Kang is a really privileged deck.
It's not a linear deck. It's not a linear deck. I think if you're playing Order, it's because you want to play answers to everything. But your answers can't last forever. They have very extreme costs, and they're a very one-time use. But man, they are very powerful when you need them.
You know what this is making me want to do?
What?
I'll talk to you about it off camera.
But like I think so because of that, I think it excels at being mid range. You can do a little bit of aggressiveness in the beginning, and you have to close out the game before you hit too late.
We've got 2 more symbols. Void. Void's an obvious discard symbol.
Yep,
I
very obvious.
think if your game plan with Void is not an incredibly fast discard game, Edenine, Reptile, Scorpion, or Sub-Zero, excuse me, the blue one, not the red one, or not the yellow one. I think
Akuma can do it.
I'm sorry.
Akuma can do it.
Akuma,
with his own foundation.
Yes. Ken can do it, and then they just bring more stats to the game,
Yeah.
but they have less of the focus on the discard because their character doesn't do it.
And I think Void is less control now and just more beat your ass.
I think it's very good at saying no.
Yeah, but that saying no does not keep you alive. That saying no says that I get to kill you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's about saying no to everything. It's about saying no to the important things and then backswinging them and killing them.
Absolutely.
So
Very
whether that
true.
means no to cards in hand or no to this one really important effect.
Because we have fade and revoke in this symbol.
Yeah. So I think I think that's just what it's supposed to do.
I like every single Melina card under Void is nuts.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Or like every single Reptile card under Void is nuts.
Yes.
Every single Sub-Zero card under Void is nuts. All of Ed
kind of.
What?
Kind of. Sub-Zero's really focused, but yeah.
Yeah, but like for
Same with Ed9.
doing this thing, it's like I'm gonna commit your board. I'm gonna discard your cards, or you're gonna take damage. Those are the 2 options that you
Yep.
have.
I think
Discard a card or take damage.
like to me the Deep Freeze Frosthammer package is the coolest under Void because you can also just get rid of the cards in their hand.
Yeah.
So.
And so I guess with Void, if you want to play a bunch of cool stuff, play cards that answer. We're trying to zoom through this because this topic's taking a very long time.
Yeah.
And our last one is water. Water's hype, dude. Water honestly feels like it does like a little bit of everything as well.
Water, I think, is the kings of reversals and multiples right now.
Yep.
I think that's what they want to do, and I think if you're not doing those things, you better be doing something real cheeky, or your character needs you to do something else.
What water deck could possibly be doing not reversals and not Felicia gives a bunch of speed.
I think you're still playing multiples. That's what I built her as.
Okay. I said Felicia again for a second time.
Spike 1, I think, is, I mean, I don't
Spike
know.
one's the only one that's doing it, and he's
still doing reversals, but he's playing the flip foundation game and eventually trying to just out critical mass you with swimming birds, and if not, then with vengeance.
Jackie plays water. And
Okay, but like
Jackie just punches you to death playing 2 cards over and over again. So it's essentially multiples. You just got to check for them.
you can do combos underwater because of Jeddah and Liu Kang support.
Yeah.
Well, none of these characters matter now. So,
I think that's just what it wants to do. Like, I think you can actually take almost any character and be like, all right, we're going to do multiples and reversals or one or the other, and you'll be very good at doing that one thing. And you have just enough defensive pieces to keep you alive, but you don't get to interact with your opponent very much.
yeah, totally.
Unless you're doing a multiple, or unless you're doing a reversal. That's the most interactive thing you have.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. Your character is going to be the interaction. Like Jeddah.
Well, I hope we did what you wanted. I hope this is what you wanted. Look what you made us do. I did this topic, and it actually like spawned a really, I think, a really cool idea for something I want UFSU to do, as like maybe a small side project. If you have topics that you'd like for us to bamboozle our way through, leave them in the comments down below. Or if you want to force your topic onto the show, like Will did, shout outs, man. Go to patreon.com/TCG University.
It was like we were all walking up a hill with a twisted ankle.
Yeah,
But we got there.
but we got there.
And now we have to get back.
How do we get back?
We roll down the hill.
I'll probably just kill myself.
Sounds good. So with that, thank you very much for watching this episode, and stay learned.
Wait, hold on. What?
Stay learned.
This was the third topic.
This was the third topic?
Yeah, dude.
There's no way this was just the third topic.
It was.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
What are you doing?
my god.
Yeah,
we
it
need a
kind of
new
sucks.
host.
We'll move on to topic 4. I lied. We definitely split that last one up into 2 topics. So with that,
I don't know where you did it, but that'll be cool.
Stay learned.
Get learned.
Ben learned.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Study Hall. If you like this video a lot, go ahead and you can click on this one over here to see last week's video of Study Hall. This one over here is going to be a playlist of our past study halls that we've been doing, or any of our other past content. We're going to have another square, I think right over here. Tam's going to put it right there for me. If you're new to UFS and you don't know what we talked about this week, feel free to check that out if you're new and you want to get to know the game a little bit better. And if you want to support us, we brought it up before, go ahead and click on our Patreon. That link's going to be right over here next to me. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll hopefully see you next week.